Oh, The Legend of Zelda, a series that hardly needs an introduction. Everyone knows it, most love it. It was the first series to make it into the Video Game Hall of Fame, and the main theme is often regarded as the anthem of all gamers.
Do you recognize this music? Well, duh. Why? 'Cause it's the motherfucking Legend of Zelda.
With dozens of games and one of the most confusing timelines to date, The Legend of Zelda sure has made a name for itself. And after reading the title of this video, you guys may be thinking something along the lines of, yeah, I know, it shouldn't be The Legend of Zelda, but rather the Legend of Zelda. Yeah, I've heard the argument before too, but is that the point of this video?
How about no, Scott?
Let's take a second and go back to the days of the NES. This is obviously the console in which it all began, where the first and second games were created. But let's compare these two side by side for a moment. Now say these two titles out loud to yourself. You didn't actually say them out loud, did you? Meh. Anyways, if you had, you didn't say The Legend of Zelda: The Adventure of Link for the second game, did you? That's actually not the official title. It's just The Adventure of Link. Okay, yes, technically, it does say Zelda 2 on the game. But let's be honest here, that Zelda 2, way over there, it's just a side note Nintendo put on it in case someone couldn't make the connection that The Adventure of Link is Legend of Zelda's sequel. Which isn't even that hard to figure out considering The Adventure of Link is the only other gold Nintendo licensed game in the NES library. Sheesh. Have a little faith in us, Nintendo. Alright, now I bet you're wondering, so what? It's just The Adventure of Link. What's the big deal? Well, it means The Legend of Zelda is called The Legend of Zelda because of sheer luck! Both games have the same number of syllables and fall into the same format, the blank of blank, as a way to be clever with the titles. So, the first game could have easily been called The Adventure of Link. And if it had, if nothing else, would have definitely stopped all the confusion between mixing up Link and Zelda all the time.
Hey there, sport. Who you playing as?
Ow! Oh, hey Dad, I'm playing as Zelda.
Zelda? You're playing as Link, dumbass!
But Dad, the game's called...
I know what the game's called! I thought I raised a gamer, not a dumbass! Ugh.
Anyways, the only real Legend of Zelda game is that stupid frickin' CDI game. So, what I'm trying to get at is that the series shouldn't be called The Legend of Link, but rather, The Adventure of Link. So if your mind hasn't already been blown, let's go even further. So this is when I begin to kind of tread, or sink, in dangerous waters. And no, I'm not talking about the water temple. Thankfully. Okay, reality is what it is. The series is called The Legend of Zelda, for better or for worse. So, what possible significance does just the title have? In a nutshell, a lot. Because of where the title stands, Link doesn't have to be the main character in every game of the series. Hold on, do not flame, do not dislike, do not cross the street without looking both ways. Just let me explain. Yes, I like Link as a character, no doubt about it. Not to mention, it's kinda hard to hate a character who can't talk because he can't really convey personality or emotion. Well, besides anger, anyways. All joking aside, I mean, come on. He wields a legendary Master Sword. He's able to lift literally tons of pure granite. And let's not forget, he always gets a girl. Girls.
This lady gives you care. What does she do?
Yeah. But come on, guys. He's the hero of frickin' time, for God's sake. And time is infinite, so that's a pretty big deal. But we've been playing as this dude for over 25 years. Yes, he's looked different about every game, and I know that they're all not technically the same Link, but in essence, it's still Link. And no, I'm not saying Nintendo should permanently replace Link either. I'm just saying that the guy needs a break, and I think he's earned it. And about now, you should be thinking something along the lines of, no way! You can't have a Legend of Zelda game without Link? But just think about what you just said. You can't have a Legend of Zelda game without Link. In reality, he doesn't really have to have an unbreakable tie to the game. The only actual necessity is that Zelda is within the game, not Link. Weird, huh? The name of the series is actually very open-ended, and I'm honestly surprised Nintendo hasn't fully utilized the possibilities. Take Castlevania for example. This series has a broad title, so the playable characters within the games can change and vary. Thus, fans of the series often experience cool new ideas, concepts, and game elements that a single character just couldn't do. Had the series been called Simon Belmont, that is the series' original protagonist, we would have never received Alucard, thus Symphony of the Night, which is often regarded as the best game of the series. And in contrast, series like Mega Man and Super Mario are confined by their very titles to have those set characters to be the main protagonists. It's like their titles make them under contract to utilize those characters, which makes sense I suppose. How could you have a Mega Man game without Mega Man in it? It just doesn't make sense. Now, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but that does cut back on some variety. But like I was saying earlier, The Legend of Zelda isn't confined by a title, at all. Yet Nintendo treats a series like it actually is called The Adventure of Link. Had Nintendo tried some different character, who knows, we could have experienced very awesome and new game elements that we've yet to. Cause the same old of Link vs Ganon is getting, well, old. And for that reason is why I love Majora's Mask so much. It took a whole new outlook on the series with its much darker tone and totally original villain. Totally original badass villain. The game felt refreshing with all these subtle changes. And those changes are mostly environmental. The possibilities are much greater by changing the main character, and admittedly, using a completely random person would be off. So maybe something like the grandchild of a previous Link. And this grandchild's name is not Link, doesn't dress like Peter Pan, and doesn't happen to be the wielder of the Master Sword. This way he still feels connected to Legend of Zelda universe, while not just being a complete copy of Link. I mean, if you're just gonna copy Link, you might as well just use Link. I mean, what's the point? Though for a final boss, Ganon should be off limits. Different main character or not, Ganon should be reserved for Link. And even if you think I'm completely insane, out of my mind, a Legend of Zelda hater, or if you think I bring some good and valid points, just remember, it's only a rant, my Retro Rant. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your time guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, and if you really enjoyed it and would like to see more of my content in the future, please subscribe. This channel is brand new, and any support I can get is absolutely, completely appreciated. Tell the world that there's someone new who makes very mediocre rant videos about stuff that does not matter. Tell the world! Alright, thanks for subscribing, and thank you to all those who have subscribed. See you next time.